Why, hello, welcome. I am Lady Genesis, and this is the Art Realm of Genesis. This week, I'm bringing you another painting. Well, technically fall has started, and I thought a really cool thing to do to kick off the season was to paint a picture of a mushroom girl. The sketch itself probably took about 30 minutes just to get everything the way I wanted it to look. Once I was done with the sketch, I broke out my favorite watercolor palette that I've been using since, May, June? I have been using it quite a bit for the last 3 to 4 months. And of course, I am using the tried and true render paper, which I will be very sad when I finally run out of sheets because I've been using it so much this year. Since I'm going to be sketching for a few more seconds, I figured I would bring a list of ideas that I'm trying to bring to the channel so that you guys can get a preview of what I'm thinking about, where my head is for the Halloween season. And I'm going to put that on the screen right now so you can see some of my ideas that will be coming towards the future. And of course, if you have any other suggestions that you would like to see on this channel, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. I would love to hear from y'all, and I might take some of those suggestions and run with it on the channel. You just never know. And here's what my mushroom girl looks like. You know, sweet, innocent, simple, to the point. It's really cute. And I didn't want too many lines or anything to try to paint over. I wanted something sweet and simple. But little did I know that as I was going to start painting, to get the right consistency for her skin color was going to give me a lot of troubles. So most of this video is me just trying to get her skin tone the way I wanted it, where I wanted a nice creamy brown. And at first, like when I did, Juliet on the Scene, when I painted her skin, I wanted to throw it out the window and I was going to start over. I felt the same way with this one. I'm wondering if I should go in, and this is just like a tip for me or just me discussing with you guys and having a chat, but I think that I should start using lighter colors first and building on top of it when I start doing the browns, because I'll just go with a brown and then start doing the darkers, but then I have to like bring that peach back in to lighten it back up, and it's a back and forth, and I think it just takes longer, even though that the watercolors are very much great watercolors because they build pigment really good. It just takes a lot longer for me to get my life together when it comes to painting layers. I know it's a rant, art life, right? Hashtag art life. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of me going back and forth, as you will see. And at some point I did want to throw this painting out the window, just like the last painting with a girl with a little bit more melanin. And so because I don't know, like it just, the streaks were killing me, and I knew that I'm like, just trust the process, you'll get there, you did it before, you can do it again. And I think it took me till almost the very end of this video, or me recording my painting I should say, for me to finally be happy with her skin tone. Also, don't ask me why I started painting, like I painted her eyebrows black. I think I was gonna paint her hair black at first, or like a dark brown, and then I changed my mind and was like, no, I want red. And so then I was like, well, crap, I already painted her eyebrows this dark black or brown, and it was throwing off the entire face. So eventually I did a thing. I just went on ahead and repainted over that part, and that's the blessing behind these watercolors. They're really good at painting over things, which is perfect. So I was able to like swoop it away and make it look like it never happened. And then I went back and painted on some subtle reddish, like raspberry colored eyebrows. For the red hair, I didn't want just simply red. I went with like a raspberry-ish color, and I faded it into a brighter reddish orange. I wanted to give it more life than just having one set color. Also, I don't know if anyone has noticed, but I did model this mushroom girl after a fly agaric mushroom. And trust me, I know there's many other mushrooms I could have used, and I have drawn several of them on this channel, like in the beginning times of this channel. But when I think of fall, I think of fly agaric mushrooms automatically. For the eyes, I decided to go with a goldeny, yellowy orange going into a brown. I wanted them to stand out and pop against the skin. Now that I'm sitting here thinking, since I did bring up the mushroom girls that I started this channel with, Maybe I should bring in more Mushroom Girl paintings this year, because when I first started those mushroom people, I was sketching them on shorts and then bringing those pieces into the full-length videos and redrawing them in Procreate and coloring them in. Well, maybe I should go ahead and do some painting since I've been more on the painting side of stuff this year. I don't know. What do you guys think? Any feedback would be good. I mean, even if you guys don't give feedback, I feel like my gut is telling me to do more Mushroom Girls. They just make me happy, and I love fall. If anyone has seen my videos over the years, you would probably guess that fall is my favorite season, and yes, it totally is. Also, I forgot to mention that when I first put the brown paint on the paper, I somehow managed to get brown paint everywhere. And I think it was kind of sitting on the side of my hand and I didn't realize it until I looked down and went, oh no! So I had brown paint in splotches all over the paper, as you can see. I didn't freak out about that because I knew that with these watercolors, it's easy for me to just paint over it and it wouldn't look too shabby towards the end. But see how I'm still working on the skin? It was a labor of love because I was going back and forth. I don't know what possessed me to do this towards the end, but I did add a little bit of orange into the peach while I was mixing with the brown. And finally, I think that's the key that actually livened up her skin enough to make it smooth out and give it enough life where I was finally satisfied with it. You might be able to tell she has a lot of crevices and a lot of cheek highlighting, so it looks like she's got really chubby cheeks, and that's not what I was going for. But once I had put that orange in towards the end, it smoothed it all out, and I can't wait to show y'all because you'll see it fall into place. It was just like an aha moment. And then of course I had to pick the most juiciest of reds for her hat, and I think it was a perfect choice. After I got the hat established, I did have to go back underneath where the hat meets the hair with some brown and just make it more distinct so it's not one big red blob on top of her head. And through the course of me painting, I did break out the paint markers I normally do in all my paintings at this point to liven up the eyes, to touch up the eyelashes and the mouth. It just works better for me than using the white paint. I also used it for the little white pieces in her hat towards the end. So, and I think, see right there, that's when it started looking like it was falling into place, especially with the eyes, because I finally gave it the shine that it needed and the black outlining. That's when I knew I was heading in the right direction. I then started doing the shadowing underneath where the white spots would go on the mushroom hat, just to make it pop. Yeah, the white gel pen definitely came in a clutch when it came time to draw the spots on top of her mushroom hat. I don't think I could have achieved that with just white watercolors alone. I tried to keep true to the nature of the fly agaric mushroom by giving her kind of a creamy brown or off-white kind of color for her shirt. And now that this piece is completed, I have found a name for her. Her name will be Amanita. It is part of her scientific name for fly agaric. I really hope you enjoyed this painting, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. All of this helps my tiny little channel grow, and I deeply appreciate all of it, all of you, so thank you so much. Also, I do have a Patreon. It is 18 plus, but you can get a free membership and you can see content there that is not normally on YouTube, so it's like extra stuff. So if you're interested, please come check it out. Well, that's going to do it, and I will be back next week with another episode. As you can clearly see, I have a list of things that I'm trying to brainstorm on. Hopefully that gives you some sort of direction of where I'm trying to head for the Halloween season / fall season. But until then, I will see you when I see you. Love you all. Bye.